Hello everyone, I'm Forrest McFreelava, and this is Let's Play Italy in Hearts of Iron 3, number 17. We left off having defeated the Soviet Union, conquering massive swaths of their western portion of their country. We have a few holdouts of the Asian Soviet satellite states, which are just kind of fighting battles in just various points. Or not really fighting battles, just occupying territory and not quite giving up. What we're going to do is, first of all, gather all of our troops and bring them to a few rallying points from which we're going to start devising our campaign against the Germans. Now, we had previously worked out a campaign for how to fight the Germans. We're not really going to stick to that one because it doesn't take into account a massive Soviet front that we can just charge our forces out of. Evidently, we're just trapped having one of these units selected, which is a little annoying, but I guess that's just where we have to go with that. All these units will move over, and hopefully that's everybody. We'll also leave some of these units to go take over these provinces and then later move into Finland, because Finland is part of the Axis and will have to be fought like all the other Axis members. These forces will all stay where they're at, though. No sense moving everybody everywhere. And all of these troops we will just bring to this port. That way we avoid going over the mountains and hopefully still manage to get them quicker than if we sent them all the way back home. And these units will also go to the port. I remember that we can't actually pick up troops from there, I'm pretty sure. Alright, so all of our forces are now moving to position. We'll go ahead and speed things up a bit. That group, I guess, will keep doing what they're doing. This group will keep fighting over there. And we'll just speed things along. Production-wise, we have a lot of armor being produced, as well as a nuclear reactor and a rocket test site. We'll leave all of those. We'll build a large number of cavalry and rocket artillery. We'll build 12 of those units and rush those. We'll also build, let's see, just 4 groups of Marines. And we'll rush these units. So they will be the next step in our production. Let's take a look. Let's see. The armor will go first, because that's the most important, followed by the Marines, followed by all of the cavalry. I guess the Marines will go first. But that's good, because we're going to have to land on all of Vichy France, so that does work. Meanwhile, Japan annexed Mongolia, so that's nice for them. Hopefully Xinjiang will go next. And apparently the United States is launching a naval invasion of the Japanese home islands. So we might not see Japan exist for very much longer. That is a pretty big deal, actually. But yeah, I guess that doesn't really change much. It is just time for the downfall of the Axis. I'm a little bit sad that the Americans are attacking Japan right now. That does kind of mean that they'll be able to focus on us entirely in not too very long, which is a bit of a worrying thought. Hopefully we'll have enough forces we'll be able to deal with that, although that may or may not work out in our favor. It really remains to be seen. We are having some supply throughput issues. All these Soviet units are getting back into the Soviet Union, which is probably the best place for them to go. And we'll probably just align our forces against the Germans and make some large attack inland. We'll see all these German forces are also trying to get back to Germany, so everyone's just trying to get their armies out of wherever they're at and into somewhere just less ridiculous. Which is fair. I mean, that's probably the best thing anyone could do with their forces. We'll also get these rebel suppression groups and the units around them, and we'll just kind of rebase over in this province. Alright, so the suppression group, still part of India Command. We'll move India Command out of the way so we don't accidentally pluck it up at some later point. And we'll just move them up, hopefully to at least something resembling strategic positions. The 2 infantry groups that we tagged along we'll bring back and group them up. I believe this is the group of all infantry, and it is. That's a group of armor and mechanized, so that works pretty good. We'll load all these guys up and drop them all off over in nice, because we're going to have to really widen this part of the front as it's going to expand rapidly. We might also drop off even more infantry over here, although we'll probably make all the infantry go on this area. It really depends, though. It remains to be seen how exactly we're going to divide all of our forces up. We'll probably have to just rebuild this entire army group in this area, as this is a lot of additional infantry for them to just sort of take on into the existing framework of our plans. So we'll just toss all these infantry into the location and deal with what we have to organization-wise a little bit later. We won that battle instantly, so that's cool. They didn't even take the province. So thanks, Nazi Germany. You were pretty swell on that one. But we're going to have to destroy you either way. All of the command structure of our forces, we're just going to rebuild pretty much from the ground up. Let's also see where these victory points are. We'll toss some units here to just charge straight up into Hungary, because we're going to try to overthrow them first and foremost. I guess that's 38th Corps. We'll deal with adding them to other places later on, because we're going to do a massive reorganization of our command structure basically everywhere before this war starts. And in fact, these infantry units won't really do any good for us right where they're at, so we'll send a couple over. This one, I guess it's for the best that we sent them over accidentally a little earlier. We'll just send them over there, and this corps will just be weirdly dispersed, probably forever. That'll go into 38th Corps, and then the rest we'll put over here to charge into the rest of Hungary, hopefully defeating the Hungarians pretty rapidly. It looks as though there was another rebellion. I'm not really sure where. And we have a lot of land that it could have been at, so I guess that just happens and we'll have to deal with that eventually. Oh, okay, there's one. Let's see. Is this the distant one? Alright, so we'll send this group up to go deal with that rebellion, and then go to the city they're aiming for anyway. Egyptian nationalists, it looked like. Alright, we can hopefully rush over and just deal with them. It seems like now that we're going super quickly, we're going to just see all these rebellions happen seemingly very fast. I guess we've just had this sort of level of rebellion always. It just doesn't seem like it's happening so quickly until we're just gunning it through time. Alright, new corps, 39th Corps, all our new armored divisions will go there. Let's see all of this. We can go ahead and just put 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. An armored unit will go up front. We'll move all of these command structure elements away, because they're just kind of going to be a problem, and we're going to want to rebuild the entire command structure anyway. Where's this navy? We'll go send them back to start plucking up all of these units as they arrive. Although we do also still have all of those armored and mechanized units to pick up, and a couple more infantry, which we could probably just put up onto the front. And they would probably do a decent job up there. Spanish nationalists, we'll just go destroy them. Alright, all these forces are building up. Let's see, we've got 3 armor and 3 mechanized. We'll stage the armor right here, with the mechanized right there. And what's all this? Another... Okay, let's see. We'll put some infantry up here. I believe the armor went there and the mechanized went there. And what we'll do is we'll charge over to... Apparently they have a rocket facility, which is a little worrying. Oh. And there we have it. Nuclear facilities. Germany, Nazi Germany, might become a nuclear power fairly soon. So let's rush our rocket test site and our nuclear reactor, because we really don't want to get nuked. That is something we could definitely avoid and not really be any poorer for it. We'll also move these armor, or these infantry units, just to fill out the front line. I believe we have 4 and 4 and 2. And these forces are all up here. We'll go ahead and just stick this group over there and this group right there. And hopefully that will be enough to defeat the Finns. They only have 3 victory points, so hopefully it will be. All these units are starting to pile up. What can we take with us? That's a lot of armor for one, which is a good thing. We'll load up all the armor, and we could probably drop them off around Austria, give a little bit of force to our Austrian advance, and we'll have 3 or 4 different armored columns, hopefully driving up through southern Germany. Germany attempting to influence us. Good luck, Germany. Let's see. More command structure elements. Tons of command structure elements. These Marines should probably really have been going to the port. Of all of the units, they should have been going to the port the most. While these units are getting into position, these guys are all still running up. They'll just run over there because they're probably going to be way too slow to actually get there in anything resembling a reasonable amount of time. We have defeated the rebellion right there. I'm so used to saying defeated the Soviets. Let's see, this was a 4, and was it also a 4 right there? Yes. Alright, and this group's going up there, so we'll continue to just build a wall out of our infantry right there. These groups will stay put, and we'll see what all we can build up from them. So it looks like they could have a third hodgepodge kind of mixed unit, just kind of roll over into that direction. And those units will all get onto the Finnish front fairly quickly. This group will go on to 39th Corps. And we'll just need 2 more groups. Where is this Navy? They're over there. That makes sense, but we still don't really need that. We'll rush over. Alright, let's see. Where are some victory points? All throughout this area. We'll take 4 of these armored units and bring them up so that they can help charge through Austria. The next group of armored units we're going to have to put there and charge up and take the German nuclear reactors. Hopefully those are the only 2 nuclear reactors they have. We probably should check a little bit harder than that kind of just cursory glance I gave it a little while ago. So I'll probably do that at some point fairly soon, as if we wait too long we could end up getting nuked when we go invade the Germans. Nuclear physics is updated, that's good. Capital ship and some other thing we weren't able to get any more of. Capital ship and supply. Civil nuclear research, let's rush you. We'll get that done by September, which is probably decently late compared to all the other nations in the world. Hopefully we don't get nuked, but let's be honest, it's looking like we're probably going to get nuked before this is over. Alright, these units will charge up. That's 5 mechanized and 1 armor. We'll move this armor up with them. And that's not really a great force. Everything's kind of thrown together at this point, which is arguably not really how we want to be prepared for a massive offensive. Then again, our invasion of the Soviet Union was really well put together, and that kind of fell apart in the initial step. So wait, am I arguing that less well put together armies are going to do better than more well put together armies? That's kind of counter... well, whatever. We're just going to attack them and hope for the best. All of these forces, we'll go send them to the Spanish front. We'll probably pluck up this mechanized division. Actually, you know what? They could probably use a mechanized division, otherwise they'll all be just infantry. And ooh, we still have these mechanized and armored forces. We could send them up to charge up through Alsace, or have them encircle the remaining Austrian forces. We'll have them encircle the Austrian forces, as I don't really think that occupying France is going to be the biggest objective, and yet here I am sending forces to do it. Okay, we'll rethink that. That's actually a bad idea. We'll send these forces over here, and this will probably be a much better place for them. The mechanized unit will charge up because that's where it's eventually going to want to go. Let's see. We will detach all of these units. Let's see. We'll load all of these up. And we'll unload these guys. And we will post them just up along the top of this front so that they'll be able to flow through and across into France and whatnot. Let's see, we'll put an extra group right there. Alright, now these Alpine units we will transport over to here and send them up through the Alps because, hey, Alpine units through the Alps, what easier thing is there to do? 39th Corps, so that just needs one more unit and it's ready to go. We're producing just one more unit, so that works, and then we'll get all of our suppression troops ready, and then our Marines. Our Marines will be ready in May, March, April, May, so in 2 months we'll be able to go to war and actually defeat Vichy France in a reasonable manner. We could just use the one Marine division we have already, which we'll probably end up doing. Alright, let's see, we have these Alpine units. We will send them over to here to clean up the gaps between the two armies, or between the two pincers we're going to have. And we'll pluck up the other pincer, and then we'll reorganize our armies, and then we'll get ready to go to war, and then we'll go to war. And that's going to be how we defeat the Soviet Union in one simple, convoluted... I know those two things are antonyms, but one relatively straightforward yet still convoluted plan. This group we will, let's see, probably drop off right there. That's maybe not the quickest route, but it'll get them where they need to go. Apparently we upgraded that, and all these destroyer and artillery things are apparently just too much to research all of a sudden. So let's see, we'll turn all of those off. Now we're not researching nearly enough stuff. All of these things we have left off really low. Combined arms warfare, we don't even have that? Wow. Wow, we are falling behind. All of these, People's Army and stuff, we don't need. Special Forces, Central Planning, Assault Concentration, Delay Doctrine. We could use all of those, though. And that brings us up to 33. Let's see, we can get some of these suppression units. It looks like a rebellion broke out up here, so we'll just put a suppression unit by it. Some suppression units. We'll add these all just directly to Indian Command, because apparently Indian Command is now in charge of Russia. Let's see, these are escort carriers. We will drop them off on that group apparently because it's the only one still in port. And all that needs now is a full carrier, and that will be filled. Let's see, this is second carrier air group. Can we go rebase to the carrier? Evidently not. What about now? Apparently we're still gunning it. No. What about if we split them up? Alright, that group will rebase. And that group will rebase. Alright, so those groups now have some carrier Air Force units, which is pretty nice. We are getting our Italian Royal Naval Air Force up. Royal? I guess we do still have a monarchy, technically. Let's get all these suppression units into the field. Just get ready to go suppressing things. Mainly Soviets. Soviet citizens who are now our citizens, who we will, you know, fairly suppress. Can we just set it there? Okay, thank you. We'll put one in the Caucasus region. We might want to put 2 in the Caucasus region, and we'll put 1 there. And all of these 5 will add to a new command structure, which will add to India Command. 1, 2, they're not going to be able to contact the authorities over them with anything resembling ease, but it makes it easier for us to just add them to India Command. So we'll take the slight inconvenience in actual real command structure for the slight convenience in perceived command structure. Isn't that what you want if you're in a military? We also forgot about that group, so we'll just add it straight to India command. And this group also straight to India command. Or maybe to Africa command, that would make more sense, but whatever, it doesn't matter. We're already committed. Alright, now with all of these forces in position, let's see, these guys are still on their way. They'll probably get there fairly soon, though. These units aren't even moving yet. We'll rush them over. Probably move them over to there. We'll put them in 2 small groups on either side. Let's see, units to be deployed. I believe this one goes to 39th Corps. That fills that out entirely. Alright, so now we'll probably drop down to 3 speed. We have all sorts of techs. Mass assault, all of those. Can't research them anymore. Fighter techs. Let's get some more fighter tech. Bomber tech. We don't really have very much in the way of bombers. We're researching all of these techs. Landing craft would be good. Mechanical computing machine and industrial stuff. We'll rush those. Combat medicine, we don't really need. We have so much manpower. Attrition stuff, that's all straightforward. We don't really need it yet. Alright, let's see. We can also deploy this extra ship. We'll put it in the Navy because that's where ships go. It's pretty straightforward stuff. Okay, that corps is for all of those units. All of these corps, though, we are going to disband. Bam, there they go. Goodbye, command structure. Goodbye, command structure. Mediterranean command, you get to chill and stay there in existence. Everyone else, goodbye. Alright, let's see. Mediterranean command. Who all do you command? Only all of these units and not any of the armor. That's okay. In fact, that's probably the best way we could have this set up right now. What we'll do... What are all these units? Those are just a bunch of headquarters. Are they for anything? Scattered units throughout. Okay, what about this army? 8th Army? Nothing. We'll just disband them one at a time because I don't want to disband anything actually important. That doesn't really matter, that doesn't really matter. That doesn't really matter, and that one also doesn't really matter. Alright, cool. This all goes into this army group. We really need to reform all of these corps. Alright, so that's going to be a bit of a task. But what we will do is we'll set up our force into just the infantry. That will all be in one army group. And then all of the actual advanced mobile units will be part of an army group as well. You know, we're just going to disband that corps. And we're going to create a new corps here. A new corps here. Actually, we're going to keep them on the front lines because we're probably going to be advancing quite rapidly. A new front there, or a new corps there. And we'll just make all these guys into a new army. So congrats, you're part of 2nd Army. You also get to be part of 2nd Army. These infantry units are all charging to the front, so we'll just let them do their thing. And then we'll reform all of that. This all goes into Group Armata Ovest, which is also in charge of some of the rebel suppression units, which is just a huge thing of overlapping priorities and control and whatnot, which is kind of a mess. Alright, so we could probably take all of these suppression units and just build for them. Well, okay, I guess we'll leave them where they're at, and we'll just attach them to Mediterranean Command directly. Hopefully that doesn't convolute Mediterranean Command, but let's be honest, it probably will. All these units, though, go straight into it. Let's see, if we were to disconnect this group, actually... Let's see. I guess that all works out pretty straightforwardly. Africa Command controls that. God, wow, we really have a huge convoluted mess of chain of command. This will also just go into Mediterranean Command because it's a separate thing and just kind of weird. All these forces, we're going to stop pausing because we do need to get everyone into position fairly rapidly without just constantly shuffling troops around. I'm not sure if these guys are part of anything, but they're now part of a new group. Same with these forces, they need to be part of 2 different groups. These guys do have their own group. Alright, once these all get into position, we'll be able to reorganize that. But until then, let's reorganize everywhere else. That's for the India Command units. These 3 infantry, congrats, you get to be part of this group. And you guys get your own thing, you guys get your own thing, and you guys get your own thing. And since this is so far away from everywhere else, we're just going to create... we're going to give them their own 3rd army. 3rd army, 3rd army, and we'll actually put these infantry under the direct control of 3rd army since it's going to be its own more or less independent thing. Let's see, let's bring this force forward. We only have 2 armored and we'll just add the mechanized unit to them. Same story here though with the infantry. We'll just make this into a group, that into a group, and that into a group. We'll lead them from here. This is 4th Army. We'll actually leave the command up here. 4th Army, 4th Army, and 4th Army. Okay, so 4th Army is all of this, mainly the armor. 3rd Army is all of this, mainly the armor. These are definitely going to be our major thrusting forces. They're going to charge deep into the German Reich. Took me a lot to not say Soviet Union, just because I'm really getting used to saying Soviet Union over the last week. Alright, these forces, are they part of corps or whatever yet? Some of them are, but we'll just make a new one. They will be part of this group, and we might have to reorganize that group, but we'll get it all done. I still keep pausing it, which is dumb, because we have to wait until all these units actually get into position before we can do anything, so we'll speed them up a bit. We have a huge amount of divisions still not under any real formal command structure, which is a bit of a problem, but not so much of one that it really matters. We'll also create the 6th Army, which is going to be our primary armored army for armored offensives. The 6th Army. Alright, so 6th Army will have these troops under its command. We'll also make a 7th Army, just guessing the name of that, which will make up all of the other units. And here's how we'll divvy these guys up. 1, 2, 1, and we'll leave everyone else here. And we'll create a new command structure, that's 34th Corps. Then everyone who's moving will become part of 35th Corps. And we'll stop moving. 34th and 35th Corps will join to create 8th Army, apparently. And once this unit gets up, we will make a new command structure based around it, which I guess will just be the next army in line. Let's see how these forces are all doing. They all have their command structure, that's 4 corps. We'll go ahead and add you to 6th Army. Nope, that was the wrong one. Very, very small number of armies I could have added it to, and I picked the wrong one there. Alright, we'll detach this group from 7th Army. We'll attach this group to 7th Army. This group will also join 7th Army. Apparently that's just a little too much for 7th Army to deal with, so we'll move 7th Army a little bit closer. 6th Army, once again, all of these units. 7th Army is going to be these units. Let's see. What army group is here? Or what just army? It's this army up top. Well, we're going to have to reorganize it anyway, because we have a lot of additional infantry units rolling on in that are all going to be under its auspices, we can say. Sounding fancy. Meanwhile, we will go ahead and just select these units, add them to 36th Corps, and that will join 8th Army. I'm not sure what that pop-up said. It was that America has annexed Afghanistan. Alright. Now you'll notice we stopped getting all of the pop-ups. Let's go ahead and actually make it so we do get our pop-ups. Game options, game, back, message settings, units, let's see, or combat. Let's see. When a land battle's over, that should be a pop-up. When an air battle's over, that doesn't matter. When one of our navies attacks the enemy, when one of our navies is attacked by the enemy, when one of our air units attacks, paratroopers, that's important. When a land battle's over, when we attack doesn't really matter. When someone drops a nuke on one of our provinces, that's going to pop up and pause. We're going to have it pop up and pause when anyone's provinces are nuked. And let's see. Alright, when one of our armies is attacked by the enemy, that is already... Wait, is it? When one of our navies, when one of our units, there we go. Okay, that should be good. I just had to make sure all that was in order. Let's see, nuclear reactor, we can build that, and we'll put it in Belgrade, Beograd, whatever, it doesn't matter. We're putting it there. This whole command structure probably shouldn't be so far away, and we should probably localize defense of these areas, just because it's a little ridiculous to have them all rely directly on some different command elements throughout the world. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and detach that, and make 9th Army, 1st Army Group, Dublin headquarters. You'll be in charge of defense over all of that. Congrats, good work guys, good luck. You'll detach the 1st Army Group. You'll detach to 9th Army, I guess. Alright, this group attaches to there, which attaches to the wrong place, so we'll attach them there. And there we go. So all of these defenders are now out of touch of a much closer command network. So that's good. We'll leave them all there. Let's see, let's get all of these guys selected. Who are you all leaded by? Come on. I'm smarter than that. Apparently by some really distant places for no good reason. So we'll detach you both. There we go. We'll get all of you selected. I don't know what corps you're part of. There you go. And we'll go ahead and create a new army for them all. Kind of messes up the defense, but whatever. 2nd Army Group. Congrats. Moscow headquarters? Really? Whatever. No. We're fixing that. Alright, so that's part of Iberian Command. We'll even go so far as to destroy 2nd Army Group, or no, we'll leave 2nd Army, but 10th Army doesn't need to exist. It kind of is annoying though, because now everything needs to be reattached. On the bright side though, once we do reattach everybody, they should be slightly under better control. Not great, but I mean it's better. Alright, so that's all taken care of. What are all of these units? Just spread around. Let's see, these corps aren't really doing anything anymore. Or headquarters or whatever. All these various armies are not under any greater command structure. Alright, so the 4th Army and the 3rd Army could probably get their own army group, just because they form a front all their own. So we'll actually go ahead and add 3rd Army Group, which will hold on to this entire front, and we'll actually move the Army Group command away from the front lines itself so it doesn't die a horrible death. And then we'll have this Army Group control all of the infantry units, and in fact we could probably move the other armored units to 3rd Army Group too, although that would probably be a little bit more of a hassle than we should really put up with, especially in a major war, for no real reason other than kind of just aesthetics. Alright though, at any rate, we've nearly put all of our forces in position. Anti-tank and battleship, we'll turn those off, and we'll roll these forces forward. Come on, guys, you're nearly done. So close. Just get into position. That's all we need. Everyone else, though, appears to be on their fronts. Oh, wow, we're also done producing a lot. Oh, okay, cool. First Armada, Second Armada, and Fourth Flotilla. First Armada needs these two. Second Armada needs these two. And with that all said and done, we'll put that into the flotilla, and then we'll put this one over somewhere different. This group really should be expanded, but we really can't do anything about that at the moment. We'll move these guys out to sea and see if we can't start adding carrier air groups to them. Alright, we're also wasting production, so let's produce something new. Let's see. We're probably going to want to produce flotilla elements. Maybe some radar, but mainly flotilla stuff. Let's see. So yeah, we'll start producing some battle cruisers, just 2. I'm not sure if they're any good anymore. Some heavy cruisers. Double the amount of light cruisers. And then 4 times the amount of destroyers. And we'll get a lot of landing craft. We'll also build an additional carrier with carrier air groups. An additional 2 escort carriers with carrier air groups. And those will fill up a lot of our production for quite some time. Looks like we're also building a lot of Air Force units, which is decent, I guess. Let's see, technology, fighters, bombers, all that stuff. We can't even get any of these things yet, which is a little bit bad news, as we really should at least be getting, let's see, something along the lines of jet pilots, jet fighters, jet something or others. Can we produce jets? We cannot. Alright, well, hopefully that won't doom us later on when we invade the United States. I mean, it might, but hopefully it doesn't. Oh, we got Grand Fleet, though, which is cool. Probably because we have over 100 ships now. And once this unit gets into position, we'll be ready to reorganize all of our forces and declare war on Nazi Germany. We helped them for long enough. Now it's time for us to just kind of destroy them. Oh, that reminds me, we didn't even put all these carrier air units onto their carriers. Can we put this group of 2 on? We can. Nice. Alright. This group of 1. Rebase as well. This group of 3. Rebase to carrier. Alright, so we have all of these carrier air group elements on that. This flotilla will rush out to sea. Oh wow, this dude can only command 6 ships? That's just ridiculous. Who's our highest skill guy? He appears to be. Submarine attack. That doesn't really help at all. But you're the man who's the most skilled, so you get the job. Congrats. Try not to be terrible at it. You guys go over, rebase to carrier. We'll go land you back. Let's see, what's the last navy we need? First Armada. Alright, and we still have these carrier air groups. So we'll split them in half. Send one over. Rebase. Create new units, split these 2 in half. Rebase. And there we go. Rebase all of them. And we'll add all of these to our new leftover fleet. And we have 3 really nice naval carrier-based fleets, which is pretty spectacular. That is a great shift from where we were at. This core, we're going to go ahead and remove these units from it. Add these units to it. These units will all get a new core. These units will get detached from their current cores. Not this armored unit, though. Is it part of anything? It's not. Let's see, 24th Corps, is that the right one? No. What is the right one, then? 36th. Okay. You attach to 36th Corps, and I guess you'll just be part of the northernmost part of the offensive. Let's go ahead and attach you to 23rd. You also get attached to the 23rd. You guys all become part of a new group. Ah, there's still Alpine units not attached. Alright, we'll move all of these units away. All of these units away. And we're just going to have to redesign this whole front. Alright, let's see. This army controls all of these units. That's pretty straightforward. 2nd Army. We'll go ahead and attach you guys to 2nd Army. You guys will attach to 5th Army. I'll move back all the units that aren't supposed to end up being part of it. Alright, and it doesn't look as though we have full control over those. So we'll detach these guys. What is this? 24th Corps, alright. 24th Corps, and I believe it's just going to be the Alpine units. 24th Corps. These guys all get a new corps. Alright, so now that's 5. We'll detach you guys. You guys will go ahead and reattach. Oops, no, not to 10th Army, that's a mess. Attach you to 5th Army. There he goes. Now 5th Army is that element. 2nd Army is that element. This group is not part of any group. That group's part of 7th Army. 7th Army is these 5. Alright, so we need a new middle army. That's part of 5th Army. And I guess it'll just be part of, just for these 2 groups, which isn't so bad or so good. Alright, 10th Army, congrats. You now exist. What is this all part of? Group Armata Ovest. Join Group Armata Ovest. Join Group Armata Ovest. Let's see, you guys all are part of Group Armata Ovest. And these are all part of 3rd Army Group. Everyone else is going to stay put. Mediterranean Command still doesn't have full control over everybody yet. Let's see. This is part of 8th Army. We could just add them to Group Armata Ovest, or make their own separate command structure. 3rd Army Group is too far. We'll just directly attach them to Mediterranean Command. Actually, you know what? No. 4th Army Group, and then Mediterranean Command. 4th Army Group. Logistics Wizard and Old Guard. Well, I guess that's alright. What about the actual Army Commander, though? What does he have? Logistics Wizard. Alright, good enough. Let's see. Oh, we still have to attach these guys. Mediterranean Command. We also still have all of these divisions up here, which I forgot about. 42nd Corps. 43rd Corps. They'll all be part of 11th Army, which is all going to be part of 3rd Army Group, which is slightly out of the way, but it gets them all taken care of. This group of Marines will get its own corps, and that will just go straight to Mediterranean Command. Africa, India, Dublin, this corps. 2nd Army Group, welcome aboard. Alright, there we go. That was quite a bit of a reorganization. Apparently, okay, yeah, we've got everybody under the proper command structures. It is mid-May at this point. Inefficient research for Blitzkrieg. We're researching all of these land theories. Let's see. We have a bit of a lack of organization in the army, so we'll go ahead and wait. And let's see. These Marines will be done on May 29th, so May 29th will be the day of our invasion. We're going to move this navy. Sorry, bless me. Excuse me. Whatever. Alright, so we're going to move this naval group over here to pluck up these the Marines. We'll pick up our Marines, and from there get ready to begin the attack. Germany is going to fall. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Apparently Schwerpunkt is a little much. But yeah, so fairly soon, and we'll just detach the suppression unit. We'll take these guys, let's say, over to Nice, if you're French-ish. Alright, and we won't actually wait all that long. Everyone appears to be getting their organization up fairly quickly, and we are at 45 minutes in. We have a lot of naval groups getting ready. Let's see, we finally did get another fighter to add to that fighter group, which is pretty swell. It's been a long time, several years, since we started building that fighter group. Alright, well everybody, it's now or never. We are going to declare war on Nazi Germany and defeat them and unify Europe. So without further ado, we can't actually declare war, which is a bit annoying. Let's see. Okay. Well then, Japan, Manchukuo, Slovakia, Hungary, Finland, Siam, Vichy, France. Hey, there we go, alright. Okay, so we're going to declare war on Vichy, France. And now we are at war. And we'll go ahead and what can we do? We could puppet them, but that would look really awful with all of that. So instead we're going to just... well, what oracles could we add? Probably nothing that will make this area look good, as we really will... Well, we'll just annex them. Add war goal. We could acquire all sorts of territories. A lot of French things, Austria, Baltic states, Western France, Northern-ish France. We'll conquer them. Hungary, we'll conquer them. Slovakia, conquer. Finland, conquer. We will conquer all of them. We will add them directly to our empire. No ifs, ands, or buts. Italy will grow stronger. We will do this. We will cross this river. We will charge these armies forward into the gaps in the enemy lines. And we will generally just take every single bit of land that we possibly can. And yeah. This is it. This is the moment. This is the time. This is our time. We will see if Italy can dominate Europe. We will find out yay or nay on that prospect in the next few, probably just throughout the week. These forces will all charge forward. The infantry will all stay put. I don't really want to charge over rivers with our troops, but we will attempt it. At least right there. We'll even leave one group back so we don't just get flanked. These groups will send 3 over to clear our way into the mountains. These groups will send all of these mechanized units around. The armor will charge forward. We'll actually just send everybody forward except for the command elements, which I even forgot and left one in it. There we come on. Alright, there we go. All across the front that is abandoned by the enemy, we will just charge in. No questions asked, because really no questions need to be asked in that kind of instance. Those units will all rush. Rush, rush, rush. We'll just see if we can win that battle. Everyone else, keep gunning it. And we'll divvy up forces when we need to. Otherwise, though, it is just going to be a general advance into all of the German territories at this point. These units will probably all stay put for now since there aren't any obvious gaps in the lines. Alright. Now, you know what they say about the best laid plans, let's see where it goes. We won that battle the day of, or the moment of. This battle is going very poorly, so we'll pull back. This battle is going equally as poorly, so we'll pull back there. Let's see, what should we do with these units then? We will rush them over there and try to charge up through Hungary. Some of these battles aren't going great, but not terribly. We'll reinforce them. Apparently Johannesburg is a place that exists right there. Pex is also not going too well. We'll send reinforcements to the Pex and try to attack from the flank. And that really did it, so that's good. Johannesburg still not doing too hot. We'll take these units and attack on the side. Still not doing great. This armored unit will roll onto the side. That's doing slightly better. Innsbruck we're doing poorly in, but we have a lot of forces just going around. Alright, so while not ideal in a lot of places, it is going okay. Air intercept units. We'll rush over to here and just begin to air intercept where we can. Air intercept the entire region. Let's see, that was first air intercept, second air intercept. I'll fly you over and just do air intercepts all throughout. Third air intercept, you're much weaker than the others, but you're still going to have a job to do. Arguably, you're going to have to work a lot more for your job, but there you go. These units are all in position. We'll attack with 2, and everyone else will roll around. The Alpine unit will come in and help, and the other will just go around even more. That part failing doesn't really help us too much. Alright, these guys are all going to keep charging forward. We'll leave 1 behind, and everyone else will keep rolling up. Where's this victory point? Right there. We'll go get it. We want to encircle this Hungarian province as much as we can. Can we win this? No. Let's not try. Alright, so now these battles, the ones we are still fighting, are going much more in our favor. Much more favorably, we could say. Armored elements are to just rush over. Every element is to just rush over. And same here, all elements are to rush over. Apparently one group wasn't doing that yet, but whatever, they're part of it now. Alright, we won that battle, so let's see, we'll leave all of the higher command units behind, everyone else is to gun it. Battle of Pex we have won, so we can now funnel in through here with all of these forces. This unit is now not really on the front line at all, so we'll charge it over. Once we get this force up, we will attack with the armor encircling them and attempt to just press through. These forces are all doing alright. We'll even take all of these troops over across the river. Let's see, that unit's attacking everyone else. Let's send these 2 units first. Hopefully they'll win that battle. Now everyone else follow up. And that will push us into Warsaw fairly quickly. Third air intercept, you get that interceptor. These units are all just going to hold the Germans off, and we'll charge over and try to encircle them. Alright, these units have all made it across. We'll send 1 unit up and the other 2 over. And that battle's going very well. That battle has been won. Do we have any units still stationary? No. Alright, these units are all to charge up. We'll send this unit over to delay them. Everyone else is to keep going forward as well, if they're able. Okay, we've won a battle over here in the east. We're being attacked. And it looks as though we won it, though. We'll win that. And let's see. Oh, whoops. Well, that's alright. These units will keep rolling forward. And it looks as though we're going to just make some pretty great progress here. Apparently that unit won't go because it's out of supplies. Alright though, overall everything's going very swimmingly. Johannesburg we've won. Looks like they're trying to funnel in over here. We can probably hold them, but it wouldn't really be cost effective. 11th Corps has been shattered, which is a huge problem. I'm not sure where 11th Corps commanded. Evidently somewhere over here. Alright, it appears to be the commander of these infantry units. Alright, let's see. Where's 11th Corps? We'll just disband that because that's clearly just not going to work. Alright, so let's see. What is this corps? 45th now. We'll just attach you to 5th Army and keep the actual corps out of combat this time, please. Alright, you guys keep running forward. You guys keep going forward as well. We will just kind of go around that unit. And it'll just be an infantry version of an encirclement, like they tried in World War I. And these forces will all just keep going around, encircle and destroy whatever they come up against. That unit managed to already win that, so that's cool. We've won that battle. That battle's going much worse. The corps will stay put. We'll move this group over to just get some naval bonuses. Looks as though we're under attack in Innsbruck. I don't imagine they're going to be able to do very much against us. Let's just add that to that one group, the new reserve flotilla basically. And we'll just charge up against all of these various territories. Alright, all of these forces are doing very well. I mean, they weren't really fighting anybody, but, you know, we shouldn't hold that against them. They're still doing well. 45th Corps has been shattered, which is just kind of frustrating. So it seems it's really just the position, not really any individual corps' fault that they're getting shattered. These troops, we'll just attack that German group of cavalry. We'll be able to roll down and encircle what's left, take over Warsaw and all that. This troop will go over. These forces will just start carving a path through. We really should make sure to keep our forces more or less together so we don't just get all divided, as that would be a big issue. Let's see, we can probably just roll through this city now. Yeah, we're going to win that easily. Alright, these forces will attack right there, take that over. And yeah, all there was a headquarters there, so it's not like that's going to really put up a fight. 2 armor there, 2 armor here, and we'll just roll through. And that should defeat the Hungarians in just a moment. This group will charge up. Let's see, these units will rush into the gap. Can we attack right there yet? Still no. That battle's been won, and we'll just keep flowing around them. We'll send this group up. Bam, that battle has been won. We'll roll up. And that's 2 of the 3 Hungarian victory points, I believe. Yes. We also have completely neglected to attack in Finland. which thankfully hasn't proven to be a sort of just awful disaster for us. So we'll attack with these two groups, see how well that does us, and attack with those two groups up there, taking the core and leaving it behind. Alright, so they all worked out well. These units will go up. Oh no, well, whatever. So these troops will all just keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. I guess the headquarters is also going to take an active role in this advance, like that one did, apparently. Everyone else keep gunning it. Gun it, gun it, gun it. You guys fight right there. There we go. That'll win that. Hopefully, we just have headquarters defending there, which is not recommended. They're crossing the river to help, which is probably not going to help very much, so we'll stop doing that. We've won right there, though, which is good. We can encircle Warsaw. And we are at an hour now, so we might want to stop, but let's see. We won right there. Let's just keep going for a little bit. Just a moment. Not so much, but just a moment. And what are we going to achieve by just going forward a little bit more? Well, good question. Well, let's at least go forward enough that we annex Hungary, as we just kind of want to do that. We being, well, just me, but, you know, I just want to do that. The royal we can kind of make just nonsense sound a lot more reasonable, but yeah, at any rate, we are kind of at the hour, and it isn't like anything really interesting is about to happen. We have driven into the German lines quite a bit. These troops will attack, that group will attack the city, and we're getting only 23% war score on the city at the moment, 24%, 25%, so we are getting it pretty high pretty quickly. This group's probably going to be under attack. They were for a moment, but they won. Apparently we're losing some of these battles where all of our cores are just kind of, or headquarters are trying to defend on their own, which makes sense. Not really something you're advised to do. These troops will attack. We've won the Battle of Baja, which I'm almost certain is actually pronounced Baja, not like Baja, California, which is actually not at all pronounced Baja, California, and people are not very forgiving about that, by the way, especially if you've lived in California your whole life. Quite insistent that it's Baja, but I kind of think that sounds a lot worse, honestly. I mean, it's just dumb. To me, I mean, honestly, my way's probably dumb to everyone else, but still, come on, guys. Just more fun. Alright, these units are going to charge up. Looks like we'll probably be able to encircle and destroy that German force. The Air Force just fled from the area. These units will just keep rushing up. These units will keep rushing up as well. And this unit will also rush up. And there we go, we'll win this battle fairly soon. Hungary will be kicked from the war. Battle of Budapest has been won. Bam, there we go. We've been forced to conquer on Hungary. When we come back, we will continue our rapid series of offensives against Germany. What is their surrender progress? 1.8%. We are doing great, guys. Alright, diplomatically, we can't really see anything. But we've made some good progress. We started off at peace with the Germans. We have now gone and just attacked them pretty harshly. Let's see, our Marines are all ready to go, so where's that other group? And what group were they all part of? Let's go find them, actually. 44th Corps, alright, so 44th Corps, 44th Corps, 44th Corps, and 44th Corps. And there we go, we now have a full corps of Marines, which we will use to invade and destroy Vichy France when we come back, as well as continue to just overthrow Germany, which apparently is facing a resurgent Belgium. Alright, thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully the invasion of Nazi Germany will go much quicker than the invasion of the Soviet Union, and already it appears to be. So thanks very much for watching.